Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy Zhu, and I'm a professional tennis player documenting my journey to the WTA Tour. I'm making this video to celebrate reaching 2,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone who's watched, subscribed, and shared my videos. If you like the content that I'm putting out, please like this video and let's try to get to 400 likes. So the first question is from DF Black 2008. As a parent of a child who just started tennis, I'd love to hear more about your journey from young kid to high level junior. So I started tennis a little bit later than most people do. I started at 12 years old because before that I wanted to play basketball. But at 12 years old I broke my arm and my parents didn't want me to play basketball anymore or any contact sport. And my best friend at the time was playing tennis, so that's how we got started. So I started at my local club in Delaware, and that's where I developed my strokes. And then after about a year and a half, I moved to a tennis academy in Maryland called JTCC, where I started training full time. I trained for 4 to 5 hours a day plus fitness, and I played basically only USTA junior tournaments. And then at the age of 16, I signed with the University of Michigan. The next question is from TK Pratt. What does your strength and conditioning program look like? Conditioning I do all on the court. For strength training, I focus a lot on the legs, core, and stability. I do a little bit on the upper body, but mostly to just maintain the strength and a lot of injury prevention. For the lower body, I do a lot of hips and glutes. I also do a lot of single leg exercises like split squats because at the pro level, it's really important to be able to move in and out of the corners quickly. Next question is from Alveo. What is the one thing you wished every tournament would provide for your players? Personally, I wish every tournament would provide housing or hotel, even if it meant less prize money. Tennis Slice of Life asks, if you could go back in time, what would you say to a young Amy just starting out her tennis career? What I would tell young Amy would be what I would tell myself right now. To chill out, don't take everything so seriously, don't take the losses so seriously, and just if something bad happens, just move on. Just Alex92 sent me a bunch of questions, so I'll try to answer them one by one. So the first question is, what inspired you to pursue a career in professional tennis, and who were your biggest influences growing up? The first tennis match I ever watched was US Open 2006, and I think that tournament really inspired me to play professionally. That was the year Agassi retired, and that was the first time I saw Sharapova, Serena, and Federer play. The night matches and the crowd going wild really inspired me to become good at tennis and try to be a professional player. The next part is, what has been the most memorable moment in your career so far? I think the most memorable moment in my career so far was beating Shahar Pierre. I watched her on TV. I think she was close to top 10. And I played her and I was so nervous. My hands are shaking, my legs are shaking at match point. But after I got it done, I was so happy and it was just a crazy experience. How do you approach mental preparation before matches, especially against higher ranked opponents? For me personally, I think playing higher ranked opponents is actually a bit easier mentally because you really have nothing to lose. You just go out there and fight your hardest and whatever happens, happens. But my usual mental preparation is to make sure I have a clear game plan of what I want to do on the court, and make sure I have a list of goals of controllable things that I can do. Are there specific tournaments or matches you feel have been pivotal to your career progress? I'm not sure if there's a specific tournament or match that I feel like has been pivotal, but all the matches where I've beaten top players or where I've come through in really tough 3-set matches have been good for my confidence. In terms of tournaments, I try to put myself in positions where I can compete for titles every week, not just go to places where I hope I can get a point here or there. Next question is from Bojack3827. What would you say were the biggest factors that contributed to your game development? I think the biggest factors for me were working on very specific reps on specific shots, building weapons, making sure my serve and my forehand are weapons, and being stronger and more physical on the court. A mistake that I see people making is that their practices are too general. For example, after a match, someone can come off the court and say, my backhand needs work. But what specifically does your backhand need to work on? Is it high balls, low balls, soft balls, quick balls? You have to make sure you can identify that and just put in as many reps as you can. Next question is from F Squirrel. What rank do you want to hit by the end of 2025, and what is the most critical part of your game to work on to get there? By the end of 2025, my goal is to get to 250, and the most pivotal part of my game that I need to improve to get there is my physicality and mentality. The players at the Grand Slam level are all great athletes and very mentally strong, so that's the level I have to get to be able to compete. Born Jason 66 sent me 2 questions. At 12 and under or 14 and under, a lot of kids play moon balls and win. How do you handle these types of balls? And any tips to have a serve like you? At that age, it's very tough to develop weapons that can beat a moonballer, but some things you can work on are your mentality. Don't get mad if someone's moonballing you. Use your weapons to try to attack and taking the ball out of the air, because over time, when they're older and stronger, they'll develop the weapons to be able to beat moonballers. And a lot of the time, kids who are 12 or something who are great moonballers don't really make it when they're 16 because they don't develop weapons to attack people, only make the ball. Having said that, you have to respect that style of play, because even the best players in the world know when it's time to just make the ball. As for the serve, I'm going to make a separate video for that, so stay tuned. Next question from Justine H5291. How would you attack a high slow ball? Okay, so for the high slow ball, get both hands up to the height that you want to contact the ball. Commit to making contact at shoulder height and drive it down, aiming for the service line on the other side of the net. If you're taking the ball on the rise, the ball will go up off the string, so there's no need to lift on the ball or let your racket head drop under the ball. You have to get comfortable with open stance or semi-open, because it's uncomfortable to use closed stance on this one. Last question is from Keston. Do you edit your own videos? If so, what editing package do you use? Yeah, I just edit my own videos and I just use CapCut. That was great. Thank you for all the questions. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more content.